Was there Project L news? I see Maximilian Dude is live, and when I hover over his stream, he has the title. He has the title starting with Project L news. Was there Project L news? Oh, Illaoi got confirmed. She'll be a setup character with the tentacles for sure, right?
One of our goals is to remove as many barriers as possible from you enjoying Project L.
Man, I'm really enjoying multiverses, but to me, multiverses is the appetizer to Project L.
Or how much money you have to spend on a game. To that, I'm happy to confirm that Project L will be free to play.
I thought they already announced
if you played a
that.
Riot game before, this probably won't come as a surprise.
Yeah, maybe it was just everybody assuming it because of it being Riot Games.
And we operate with one approach. If we wouldn't like it, we won't do it. When it comes to monetization, we promise to be respectful of both your time and your wallet. Also, the team has put together a blog post to give you a sneak peek on development.
So this is the segue.
Illaoi, the Kraken Priestess. The spiritual leader of her people, Illaoi is a physical
Show some
power
concept
that
art
tests
of
the
the
strength of
keyframes,
souls
maybe?
God.
Yeah,
Check
some
out
of the
post for
moves,
more
tentacle
details on
shield.
how we're approaching character development and how Illaoi will look and play in Project L. That's all from me for now, but I'll be back later this year with one more update.
One more.
Off, this weekend
I wonder if that's going to be at EVO.
To everyone heading out to the event.
Nah, this is basically the EVO announcement, right? The other thing will be later. Illaoi has to be a setup character, right? With the tentacles. Setting up with the tentacles. Let me read this. I'm glad they're going for Illaoi because it means they're not just going for the popular champions, right? It's not just going to be Ari. So here's the concept art for Illaoi. It looks as if they are using the art from Ruined King as the definitive character design, because Ruined King is pretty much the same exact character design as the one from League of Legends, but it's a bit more developed, has a bit more detail to it, right? I need to make a... Okay, so I was literally saving this idea for when we got closer to the game, having gameplay trailers, but if they're already announcing characters like Illaoi, then I may need to start making the video sooner. I want to make a video talking about, speculating about what champions would be playable in the game. Yeah, see. She has some of the best lore in the whole game, so that's a big reason to use her. Not because the lore matters in a fighting game necessarily, but because the character design is so good because the lore fits in with the character design so well. What do they mean by narrative writing? Are they talking about the overall direction with the dialogue? A free-to-play game is not having a story mode, right? So when they say narrative, they must mean something else. 7 years ago. That makes me feel so old because Illaoi, in my mind, is one of the newer champions. 7 years ago. T-pose. Yep. Looks pretty consistent. It's probably different from the Ruined King character design, but in my mind, it looks like how I remember her. Story world. I think they're just talking about world building, keeping world building in mind, even though there's not a story mode per se. Yep, they're talking about lore. It's going to be funny hearing Maximilian Dude read all this because I know he doesn't care one bit about League of Legends lore, but he's going to be reading this whole dev blog. This might be the only way you're going to get him to read the lore, is by putting it in the dev blog. So I'm kind of happy they put it here. What they're saying, though, seems to be the correct way to do it, right? They're obviously putting a lot of consideration into the overall direction of a character and how they should move, how their attacks should look, etc., how they should feel. What is the difference between these? Can you spot the difference? Oh, okay, the sleeves, the shoes. Okay, so they were just experimenting a bit, some of the trashed concept arts. Unless they add costumes, but that's not different enough to be a costume. Okay, so this is the key art they showed in the video. Not key art, key frames. I saw a tentacle shield, though, in one of them. Maybe that's the one I saw, because that's not something from the game. So that's an original ability. Yeah, that's good, because the thing is with a fighting game, It's all about the keyframes, right? Because everything's moving super fast. So when they say in order to explore movement really fast in the earlier stages, yeah, fighting games are really dynamic, and in order to explore movement really fast in the earlier stages of development, our concept artist drew Illaoi in various poses. Yeah, keyframes. It's supposed to be snappy, right? Especially if they're doing a cartoony looking art style, making it look like the Netflix show. It's going to be really interesting seeing how the tentacles spawn and where they spawn. I'm assuming it won't just be in a random spot every few seconds like in the game. It's probably certain special moves spawn a tentacle, right? And then you're able to cash in or cash out the damage a certain way and do certain, like, juggle combos or wall combos with the tentacles after getting a setup. Wow, they got an Illaoi main. They got the one Illaoi main on Earth. I might have misread that for a brief moment. Okay, here it is. Here's the image of keyframes. Look, tentacle shield. Slingshot ball. That might be a movement tool, right? Have the tentacles act as a slingshot, and then she can move forward, because if she is a big body character, she's probably going to be slow, right? So that might be a way to offset it, to give her an unorthodox movement tool. Kind of similar to how Potemkin in Guilty Gear doesn't have a dash, but his main tool for moving around is actually a charge move, Hammerfall. Yeah, not a Puppet Master. That's a good point to make. Yeah, she's not ordering around Nagakaboros. It's just assisting her. Yeah, the tentacles should feel like gifts, not privileges. That's a really good way to put it. I bet if you were to outsource this game to any other studio, if it were to get outsourced and they had to adapt Illaoi into a fighting game character, they might have easily fallen into the pitfall of making her a puppet master archetype, which is definitely not what she is. So that is an interesting point. Yeah, not as owner, obviously. The first version focused around Illaoi's ability to spawn a tentacle at different ranges, okay? Both with fast startup, mid-range with medium, yeah, and long range with long startup. Yeah, that sounds like a Mortal Kombat style zoner. While it was fun to play, this type of design made Illaoi feel more like a puppet master or zoner, yeah. Yeah, I don't think you should have that much direct and immediate control over what the tentacles are doing. Yeah, the totem is the weapon, not the tentacles. Have the tentacles spawn a fixed distance away, yeah, so that's going to be more of a setup character, like I said. And tentacles come out only when she successfully hits her opponent, yeah, on hit or on block. That'll be cool. That actually is a really good way to apply pressure. Have the tentacles spawn even if they block the hit. I like that. One really strong image I had throughout developing her kit was that Illaoi should be able to hit an opponent into a tentacle, have them bounce back into her, and she should be able to clothesline them like she's a pro wrestler, and the tentacles of Nagakaboros are like the wrestling ropes. That, again, is a really good way to put it. Literally, this update and the previous update have instilled so much confidence from me in this game. So, part of me wishes that they saved the Illaoi reveal for when they actually had gameplay to show, for when they eventually start doing character reveal trailers, right? If they actually start doing that. But after reading the devblog, I think I can understand why they decided to show her now, because talking about their design philosophy in creating her kit is a good microcosm of their overall design philosophy with the game in general, right? And like I said, it instilled more confidence in me. So even though I kind of wish they saved Illaoi for a big gameplay reveal, they know what they're doing, right? So that is actually interesting. I didn't even know that it got a devblog. Thanks everyone for not telling me about it.